Networking events have been going on for so long, people grow fatigued to it. You have to stand out. If your networking event is the same as the networking event in the next area, oh, you're born into a rich family, what problem have you got? I say no. Every level of life, whether you're surviving, you're thriving, there's challenges.
See the memorizing of the Quran, that is a big book, right? How's that helped you in your business, day-to-day, public speaking? How's that helped you with everything else? Or has it not helped you? Welcome back to my channel where we discuss personal development, business and everything else that's connected. If this is the first time you are visiting my channel, then please hit the like and subscribe button. Just to let you know, we are now releasing videos every Wednesday 11 AM and every Sunday 3 PM. Make sure to tune in as you don't want to miss them.
I said I've done a couple of podcasts and they've been over Zoom, so this is completely new to me.
Oh, is this brand new to you?
My first in person, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we've got an exclusive with you.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. And I'm mildly excited.
Interesting. So you're from Huddersfield, right?
Batley, actually.
Batley.
Have you been to Batley?
I have just once. I think, you know, like when I was younger, I used to go to the mosque and there was some sort of, there was something happening. They used to happen like, you know, when like a gathering type thing.
Which mosque?
I can't remember. What's that thing called when people get together?
Get together
For like an Islamic event, and then it's like speakers come.
Ijtima.
I don't know. It's another name.
A Jalsa?
Similar.
Yeah.
Similar.
Ijtima. I know in Dewsbury they used to have a thing called Ijtima where everybody around the world used to come.
Right.
And they used to gather.
Yeah.
It used to be like 4 or 5 days of talks and...
Something was happening.
It's like a spiritual gathering, isn't it, really?
And I remember because my teachers, when I used to go mosque when I was younger, they were from Old Trafford.
Okay.
In Manchester.
I'm a Man United fan.
Oh, you? Are you? Are you a Manchester United fan?
Because I spent like 4 years here. So...
What, in Manchester?
When I went to boarding school here. Yeah.
In Bury?
In Bury, yeah.
Yes.
So Manchester's sort of like... I've had me interesting times.
I was in Manchester United Football Club last week. There was an event going on up there, so I was invited.
I think
there.
I've seen that. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that was really good. But how's your team doing at the moment?
You know what? It's been a horrible 5, 6, 7 years or something since Alex Ferguson left.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, my son's growing up to like football, and he supports even my daughter supports Manchester United.
Okay.
And I feel really sorry for them. I thought, you know what?
This era.
You come at the wrong time. And my son goes, "Oh, when are we going to win again?" I thought, "Don't worry, we'll get there."
Yeah.
Because I keep on telling him about the obviously the good times. In the 90s and everything, and it's coming slowly. But I bring him quite regularly to matches and stuff.
Okay.
And he loves football.
What have you got, a box here, or do you just get? Are you a season holding?
No, just I know a few that have got season tickets. So when I want to go, I just sort of reach out to them and they get me a few tickets.
Get you a few tickets.
Try and get in the Stretford end.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Mo, listen, thank you for coming.
No, thank you.
So you've traveled from Leeds, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have Leeds there. You can say Leeds,
Okay. So you host monthly networking events in Leeds.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You're a property developer, property investor.
Yes.
You've memorized the full Quran by heart,
Yes.
which is very impressive.
Yeah.
You do MMA. Or you're interested in MMA?
I've done a bit of jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Jiu-jitsu, well, you know, well, it's part of MMA, right? So it's mixed.
Yeah, I really want to get into it fully.
Yeah.
But life gets in the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dad had a property portfolio of 38 properties.
Yes.
Your first business was selling online, digital products online, right?
Yes.
So a lot of things going on here.
Yes.
So let's start off with the networking events that you do in Leeds.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That's basically, it's a monthly networking event.
Yeah.
It's all to do with property, business, mindset. It's as broad as I want it to be, but I try and focus more on property and business.
Yeah.
Initially, I I took it on as a franchise, and now I've got it. I've got an extension on that franchise for lifetime now. So basically, it's more or less what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
But it's still a franchise. I'm still limited to what I can do with it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So with that, I've been doing that for 8 years. So I think I started in 2016, I believe.
Every month, right?
Every month, but
Not
now,
missed one.
no. Before I was every month, but now because I've done it for so long, I've found a formula that works for me. Because I tend to feel that 12 months of constant networking events, it might become too much.
Okay.
Even for myself, even though I don't go to many I'll be honest, I don't go to networking events myself. The reason I've got that networking event is I go to one myself, first and foremost, and also to build. That was more to raise my profile in the Leeds area.
Okay.
Because my dad's very old school. He's always been at home building his business. So my dad always wanted me to do something that I think my sort of idea is to raise our profile in the name, to get our business out there.
So you wanted to do something for yourself, right?
Yeah, myself, yeah. And also what intrigued me is the public speaking aspect of it as well. Because believe it or not, I hardly spoke a word when I was small. I was really, I found it really difficult to speak to people, even even with my own family. I was very quiet. I was very shy, and I'm so glad and I'm so grateful that I did that, because it's helped
opened
me
up
grow.
so many doors.
Yeah, it's helped me grow quite a bit now. Now I can sit here calm, speak. Normally I'd be like before. Every time you go to speak up, get on stage or anything like that, you have them 5 minutes where you just feel really nervous.
Yeah. What's your routine? Push-ups.
Yeah, not anymore. Now I feel completely calm when I get there now.
Yeah.
Because before I used to, obviously, you get all stressed out. Your head starts
Thinking
getting tight, and now I don't. Thankfully, I'm very calm now. So I think that comes like with anything.
It's like with anything. I think if you know what you're doing, then you just know what you're gonna do. So you just have the confidence, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So we're based in Leeds with that one. It's very central in the Hilton Hotel. I try and get all kinds of property speakers on that cover various strategies, various professional areas within property, also business as well. I try and sometimes go a bit out of the box, try to sometimes do a bit of cryptocurrency, maybe some kind of business psychology, or try to spread it a bit. Because sometimes when you're talking about the same thing month after month,
it can get a bit boring, right?
Yeah, it does, yeah. And it's more to build, because over 8 years I've built a lot of good relationships. Now, them relationships some of them did turn into business. Some didn't work out. Some did okay, and
Yeah.
And that's really helped me in that sense.
So what's the key to having a good networking event? Since you've been doing it for 8 years, like if you had to scrap that business model and go again, what would you do? Or someone like me, I'm young, right? Well, we're similar age, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that if I want, because I do want to do networking events, but I want to do maybe 2 or 3 a year.
Right.
What would you say my strategy should be?
I think we're getting to a point because networking events have been going on for so long.
Yeah.
People grow a kind of fatigue to it.
Yeah.
So you have to stand out, like with anything, like your podcast. You do this because I believe it sort of helps you stand out.
Yeah.
So if your networking event is the same as the networking event in the next area,
why
would they come?
Yes.
Right. And I think the one thing that separates yourself from a networking event is yourself. Is how you are, your personality, how you are with people, how people see you, what value you can give as well.
Yep.
And if you're just standing there all nervous, don't know what you're talking about, people can't relate to you, and that kind of puts people off as well.
People can read that, isn't it?
Yeah, they can read that. And with mine, I've kept it very family-based as well. So when they come in, it's my brother there, my wife there. So I've got a family feel to my event as well. And a lot of people recognize that and they like that. So that's one element. And myself as well, I'm just myself. I don't try to imitate anyone. I try and
just be yourself.
Be myself, be serious when I need to be serious. Obviously have a laugh.
Yeah.
To take the mick out of people. Just be yourself really. And also on the content as well. Try and organize it in a way that people sort of understand as well. Look, there might be the structure to, there's value to it.
Yeah.
And what I don't like, I don't know, it's part of events is selling. I'm a bit averse to selling because whatever makes me cringe, I feel might make the other person cringe. So
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, if I feel this way, how is that person feeling?
Yeah.
So I made a decision that the only reason I'm going to run an event, because there was a sales component to it, so I thought I'm going to take the selling part out of it. So I took it out, and I do make money out of it, but it's more on the back end. But I don't sell much
At the front end.
At the front end, because I feel it might put people off, and I want to grow a solid community.
Yeah.
And thankfully I have, and we do on a monthly basis now. We get regularly about 40 to 50 people in the room.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you how many people do you get. So if you get 40 to 50 people, but how many would you say are the same people that come in, and how much would you say is pretty new? What's the percentage here?
Good question. I'd say about 20 to 30% same people. Maybe 50% people that have come once or twice and come back again, and maybe about, did I say about what's left? 30%. Maybe I do get about quite a lot of new people as well through the door.
Yeah. And you say that there's no selling element to what you do, but do you feel like when somebody's coming in and they really love the speaking, they love everything that people are offering, and then they're left with a little bit of hunger of, we want something more here. I want to go to that next level.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? Like, do you get people like that?
Yeah, I let them share obviously their contact details.
Yeah.
The way to get in contact. What I don't allow them to do is scrape the room. So, like, they'll have a product and they'll take them away. Okay, fine. If I don't know about it and they do it, fine. As long as I don't know about it and they scrape the room, I don't like that. But I'm willing to let them pass on their details. You can speak to them out of the event, get in contact with them. But I've had a few, but the only time I let a person send if the product is really, I'd say, compelling.
Okay.
Like it's a really different kind
Are
of
you on about
subject
his
as well.
speakers that come, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah,
and the speaker's really good as well. And the selling has to be good as well. Because last thing, you don't want, I'd say, a crap sell as well, because that can put people off.
I think people love to buy, but they don't like getting sold to. But then it's a fine line. How do you balance that, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So there needs to be an element of psychology there that you need to input, right?
Yeah. I think that's something I'm still trying to figure out myself.
Yeah.
But that's more myself thinking, if I just take you out for now, then when I think I'm ready to bring something like that in and it's a right fit, then I will bring it in. So I won't say I completely ruled it out, but at the moment I do try and keep it.
We do that a lot because with our business coaching programs, that's what we teach. We say to people, like, people don't like to be sold to because just of the experience they've had with sales from here and there. But they do love to buy. We all love to buy.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But then it's a way you do it. It's how you approach. It's like with any business, right? Strategy and tactics.
And again, selling fatigue as well. I don't want to be selling every month or every couple of months. And that becomes, what goes around as well. So you got to be careful. That's how I see it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the relationship with MMA? What's that? I seen on your profile, gym, MMA. I'm thinking, what's going on here?
On my Instagram.
Yeah.
No, like I know you work out yourself. I've seen your transformation.
We do a little bit.
Well done. I thought that looked amazing. I've been doing gym. I think gym was one of the first things that sort of changed my mindset.
It's key, isn't it, to personal development?
And that helps me even now. So I started working out 15 years ago, and I still am a skinny lad. I wouldn't say I'm a big lad.
You got some muscles.
I used to be, I think about 8 stone. I was like a twig. And I don't know, I don't know what motivated me to work out. I started working out like any young kid, got a bench at home. Then after that, I started going to the gym. Then I went through so many programs and so many different kind of online, because I think the online fitness industry was growing as well then.
Yeah.
So I sort of got sucked into that, and I tried so many programs. then I realized, why don't you just hire a personal trainer and
Yep.
just get the nutrition right? That's what I need to get right. At one point, I blew myself up to like 14 stone.
Wow.
I thought I was getting big, but my wife goes, no, you're getting fat. So I realized, sometimes you sort of lie to yourself, don't you? So I thought, hang on, yeah, she's right. I need to sort myself out. So I think that's when I really got serious and got into decent shape.
Right, okay.
Now, I'm at a point where I just want to stay in like leanish sort of physique. It sort of helps with my longevity.
Interesting.
I see it from that point of view. I think it's the mindset, the discipline, the habitual nature of training. I think them kind of aspects that got me into gym sort of wanted me to go into MMA as well.
Okay.
So I thought I can transfer this into there. Why
Yeah.
do I? Because sometimes I think, look, I feel strong, but what if I need to protect someone someday?
Yeah.
What if, because I've got a wife and children, and think,
Yeah.
these days you can walk, anything can happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what got me into MMA, yeah. So
Okay.
I started
So you do
jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
And how many years you been doing that?
I did it for a year. I'll be honest, I never followed through with it. I had a little break from it.
Okay.
But my son says, you need to get back
You need
into
to
it.
get back into it. Okay.
Yeah.
You memorized the Quran.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Like how many years did it take you? Do you still read it now? Do you still know it right now? Or like, have you been slacking a little bit, or you're fully on it? Tell me. Pay attention. I've got some exciting news for you guys. I've launched a 7-day total free audio course for you guys, which is going to help you improve and elevate your mindset, and it's also going to help you in your business. All you have to do is go and sign up every single day, day 1 to day 7. You will receive a free 2-minute audio from me in my own words, in my voice, and what that will do is help you in your business and your mindset. Make sure you go and sign up and let me know how you find it.
It took me 4 years.
Okay.
Um,
Because that's a skill.
yeah.
That is a skill on its own, right?
And an experience.
What did you learn? What experience? Tell me.
Yeah. So I left home at the age of 12.
Okay.
So what's that? Second year of high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
To go boarding school, yeah?
Yeah, to go to
Yeah.
It was my dad's suggestion.
Yeah.
Also my grandfather as well. And he goes, I'd like if you. It wasn't even like a suggestion. He said, I'd like you.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I didn't even have my own opinion. I just said, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I just went. And I remember the last thing I remember was being there, them dropping me off. I went with one of my close friends as well. We sort of started together and finished together, which was a really good thing. And at the age of 12 till the age of 16, I think I really learned life then. That's what I feel. Now, looking back, because...
How old are you? You're in your 30s, right?
No.
Late 30s?
No.
Are you in your 40s?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
What, 42?
I'm 42, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, from 12 to 16, it took me 4 years. I think I got to a point at the end when I was memorizing.
Yeah.
Because, like exercise, when you exercise a muscle, it gets stronger. And I could see my mind getting stronger as well, the memorization. Because when I started, I could memorize like half a page, 1 page, and I moved to 2 pages. Then on my final year, in my last 10 chapters, I was memorizing about 67 sides.
Wow.
At one point. And
Bro, that's impressive, that.
yeah, because it's all that mental exercise that I had over the years, and it's just amazing. Like I said, that was an experience because I can't explain where that came from.
Yeah.
And it's not that just being there, also the sort of regimen structure of that
Routine,
place.
all that stuff.
Yeah. Praying times, waking up in the morning. You have to pray after the morning prayer for Fajr namaz. Then you do morning class.
Yeah.
You get, it was funny because in summertime you get a bit of time to go to sleep, and we were quickly praying, we want to get into bed and get that. And then I think when it came to, it got to a point where I think in winter time we only had 20 minutes, half an hour we could get before the class starts. we still used to get our sleep in then.
Yeah.
That was the best sleep I've ever had.
Yeah,
That 15, 20 minutes, it's unreal. Feels like hours.
Yeah.
And then we used to have our school, we had school there as well.
Okay.
We used to do that in the afternoon. So it was our sort of prayer in the morning and school in the afternoon. School wasn't the best.
Yeah.
But I think it was going through changes at that time. And I left at 16, which was at the point where I had to do my GCSEs. But I finished, so I was in a bit of limbo at that point.
Got it. I understand. So can I just ask you, see the memorizing of the Quran, like that is a big book, right?
Yeah.
How's that helped you in your business? How's that helped you in your day-to-day? How's that helped you with public speaking? How's that helped you with everything else? Or has it not helped you?
It has. It's my cornerstone. It's my cornerstone to everything. I also believe that brought me back on the straight and narrow. Obviously, I had, like, when I came back 16, 17, 18, quite turbulent. I thought it sort of got me back. I'll be honest, I stopped praying. I even stopped praying my daily prayers. But when I got married and everything, it brought me back. And I feel that now I feel my daily prayers and everything connected to our God, Allah. That's what has helped me to get to where I am today. And it's continuing to grow. And we call it barakah, don't we? Like, that goodness that brings in your life.
Definitely.
And you can see it, you can feel it. And that's my cornerstone, I feel if I stop doing that, then it'll affect
everything else.
That's my thinking.
So when you was brought up, I take it you was brought up in a really rich household?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so okay, so and this is the interesting part, right? Because people think that if you're born in a rich household, everything's just easy, everything's just on the plate for you, when in reality it's the total opposite. Because imagine getting handed keys to £1 million, you just don't know what to do, right? Because you're not mentally trained to do anything, right? So you still have to put the step 1, step 2, step 3 in, right?
Yeah.
Now, even though your dad had 38 properties, firstly, did he give them to you, or did he say, look, son, I've done everything for you and your siblings. Here's the keys to all of them. Go and manage them. Or was he like, no, I've got the 38 properties there for you. I want you to go and create something for yourself. How did that work
exactly.
out?
That's probably the last point. Let me touch on the first point.
Please do.
I think that's
I mentioned about 2-3 points.
No, I'll touch on the first point. I think that's very interesting. Actually, we're thinking about it on the way here as well. I think when you say, I get the sort of stigma when somebody says that, you're born into a rich family.
Yeah.
What problem have you got? You've got it easy. You can do whatever you want. I say no. I say every level of life, no matter whether you're surviving, you're thriving, there's challenges.
Absolutely.
You have to challenge. I believe, this is my opinion, that where I was, it's harder if I had nothing and I was cornered.
Yep.
If I had nothing and I was cornered, I had to do something. I think that would have pushed me.
I'm on the same opinion.
Yeah, I was where I'm at a point where if I don't do nothing, I'm okay.
Yep, because you're comfortable, right?
Exactly. How do I push myself? I push myself a bit, and I could easily get back into my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I realized my father still got his portfolio. Everything's under his name. He hasn't given anything to me. He can't give everything to me, obviously, because I've got a brother, I've got 2 sisters as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to think from an estate point of view that he can't just hand me the keys to everything, even though if he wanted to. But it's difficult because even like buy-to-let properties these days, you try and transfer that property into someone else's name.
You got also inheritance tax and all the madness, right?
Yeah, and also the capital gains, everything's passing it over and so on and so forth, for all the legal bits that come in the way.
Yeah.
Even that costs. So I think with that portfolio is there for us. Like I help my father sort of manage in the sense that what are we going to do with it? That's going to help our business drive forward.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, it doesn't make sense for me to get a bit of that portfolio because then I feel it just ruined the whole dynamic of how everything could happen near the end. Because whether I like it or not, when my father's not here, I'm the eldest, and probably I'll have to sort that part of the business out. And the last thing I want is issues, having tried to sort it out with my brother, sister.
Siblings, yeah.
Exactly. And, I don't want to create that. I'm going to try to make that problem as smooth as possible.
Yeah,
put
no,
it that
absolutely.
way. So, so I thought, you know what, I sat down with my dad at the point when I started coming into the business. I thought, let's keep that how it is. My dad wants to pay the debt down on his portfolio because my dad's 70 years old now. He's still in good health. He still keeps himself going. And I think he wants to, because you understand, like in our religion, like, debts, interest, stuff like that, it's not really permissible for us.
Yeah.
So he wants to be away from that as much as possible.
So he wants to pay off as quick as he can.
Yeah, he can.
So did he build them 38 properties with using bridging and using all that, the finance, or did he use private investors, or is it all? How did he build that up anyway?
I'll explain that to you. I think this was, you're talking the heydays, you're talking the 90s.
Because back in the day, right?
Yeah, 90s, 80s. He built his portfolio whilst he was working.
What was he doing?
He was working for a firm called AstraZeneca.
Oh, the medical firm.
Yeah, you've probably heard of it, the vaccines.
Yeah, that's all right.
that firm.
Yeah.
So,
the pandemic.
let's not go into that. I'd like to, but let's just not go into that today. Yeah, so he's working for them. At the same time, he's building his portfolio. Because at that time, I don't know if you can go back to that time, if you ever heard of it, you could self-certify mortgages.
Oh, really?
In them times, yeah. So
you could sell certified mortgages then? What is certified mortgage? Just so
self-certify means like today, you go get a mortgage. What do you have to do?
Provide all sort of paperwork and everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah. This is basically you grabbing a form, filling it and say, I self-certify myself.
Really?
I'm eligible for a mortgage. That's how it was back in the day. And also, banks.
Yeah.
Like, banks don't even have people behind counters these days.
Yeah.
In them times, bank managers used to come to our house.
Wow. Yeah. I remember that. I remember my dad a little bit.
They used to open doors that way. And it was
all about relationships, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's quite interesting what a cup of tea and samosas could do in that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how my dad built it. Because he used to go to auction. And especially at that time in Leeds, you could buy a property for around 15,000-20,000 in auction. And that's the kind of price range he brought it at. And the capital appreciation on them properties used to increase weekly, monthly.
Wow.
So you could basically buy a property from auction, hold it for not even a few months, and you could flip that without even refurbing the actual property. Because these days, when you have to add value to a property, you have to put money into it, you have to refurb it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hence, you see my dad's portfolio, it's not, most of his houses, they're not even refurbed. Because in them times, you could just buy a house, put a tenant in, you're golden. And that's how he built it, because he could recycle that over and over again. He could self-certify due to his work.
Yep.
He could, and in that, I just say he took advantage of that time, and he built it really fast.
Which is the smartest thing to do, right?
Yeah, and he had the courage to do it, and I'm thankful for him for that, because obviously that's given us opportunity.
Definitely.
And give us a good platform.
Okay, interesting. So you then reached a point where you then said to your dad, or you all come up with a decision where you wanted to go into properties, and what made you realize you needed mentors? Or whose idea was that?
Yeah, I'd say my idea. My dad, people could say, oh, your dad's done well. Why can't he be your mentor? Yes, he's my mentor. But even though he's done really well, my dad only knows one way to invest.
Yeah.
Buy to let. Even though he's done, kudos to him, he's done absolutely marvelous. So at that time, I think a lot of other strategies were out there, and my dad sort of knew about them. My dad goes, we need to expand. Where can we expand? What can we do? Oh, this house is multiple occupation. I don't think service accommodation were out there then at that time, but it's now. And then I go to him. just try to make sense of things. I think we got a point in 2007. I think when the crash came, we got into a bit of trouble with our portfolio.
Okay.
Not the portfolio. There was we had a commercial building.
Yeah.
That was sort of with the portfolio that was causing a problem.
Yeah.
So at that 2007, banks came calling for that property. I won't say we got into a bit of trouble, but just arrears.
They were calling in the debt.
Yeah. They were
Right.
calling the debt. So my dad got into a bit of a pickle, and he thought, oh, I need to raise some cash quick to sort this out.
Yeah.
So I can save my portfolio. And it's around that time he bought me in because he wanted to transfer some properties into our name, and he wanted to try different few things.
Just structure them differently.
Yeah. But it didn't work out. But thankfully, we had a few commercial properties in our local area that my grandfather invested, brought in. And we had to sell one of them to raise the funds
To pay for the
stabilize the portfolio. And that's when we had a bit of cash in our business. So that's when he said to me, Mohammed, I'll invest this much in you, and you go out there, find mentor or try and make. He said I'll double the money basically. And I said okay, and that's when I started looking for mentors. And that's actually my first mentors were. Do you know Progressive Property?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Is he the guy that got knocked out from Samuel Leeds?
Yeah.
Is it that guy?
Yeah. Him and his partner, Mark Homer.
No, he didn't get knocked out. Sorry, what am I saying? He got knocked out. He
lost on points.
He lost on points.
Yeah. So him and his partner, Mark Homer. Yeah, I mentored with them for a year.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I mentored more with Mark Homer because he was.
Who's Mark Homer? Is he his partner?
Yeah, his partner. He's the guy. Rob Moore is he's the more business side, the marketing side of the business. Mark he's the one that knows more about commercial property.
Got it. Okay.
And building their portfolio.
Got it. Interesting.
He's very clued on that. And
so how was that? Was that good for you?
Yeah, but I found out I went in too early.
Right. Tell me why.
Because I feel I went in too early because I didn't have a plan.
You didn't have the right mindset. You didn't have.
Yeah, exactly. It was my first step into the world of property. So I tried a few things. I did a few. I tried doing a bit of HMO. I tried doing a bit of rent to rent, and I just couldn't get off the ground.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I realized, property ain't what people say it was back then. Property is not easy as well. So I'll be honest, I didn't do too much with that. But I think what actually changed everything was when one of our partner right now, he came, he wanted to buy our commercial building, which was in Leeds, just outside Leeds Centre.
Is this the Irish developer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the one that you purchased the £1 million property.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
talk
about
going back to the mentors. Mark Homer, I stayed with him for I think about 1 year.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, I learned a lot from him. I've realised they're very private people. And them kind of traits I learned that sort of hold me in good stead now as well. Keep myself level-headed even when things are looking great. I think that's a good trait to have. Now I understand why. I always think, why are these people so private? Why don't they tell you anything or share anything? But they're just like that. I think it's best that way, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah,
what, to keep information private or to keep...
To keep your own sort of business on your ongoings. But normally the people that are the most quiet are probably doing the biggest things.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're doing big deals, don't shout about it. Just keep it. But
Yeah.
even this day and age, I mean, if you're an online coach, you have to kind of have some sort of a social proof, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So times have changed a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah.
So it's like a fine line between showing off and trying to just be
absolutely
inspiring.
That's the dilemma. But I think you have to make a choice. You either go online or you don't.
Yeah.
I feel, because my decision is
you're not in it.
I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to, right?
Well, yeah. But it would help me if I did. It would help me. There'll be more opportunities that'll come for me. But I decided not to, because I've seen.
Because you got family, you got kids, and.
I've seen. The thing is, I've seen what can go wrong.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what.
I think when I made a decision to go online,
Yeah.
that was right there, and that decision, I was like, I'm good with this.
Yeah.
And you have to be like that. But maybe if I had kids, if I had wife, if I had a community where, you know, I'm showing my face every weekend, it might be different. But
Yeah.
and it's a personal decision that everyone makes, right?
Do people recognize you on the street with no?
No, I'm not that.
No, I mean like some, like your local people, anybody from the local community?
I have been places where people have said, "Oh, I've seen you on YouTube," or "I've seen your clip on TikTok,"
Yeah.
stuff like that. But for me, like, I'm always like, I'm trying to get some feedback. Then,
Yeah.
what was it helpful? Like, did you learn anything from it? Did you not learn anything from it? So I have had that, but not just a little bit though.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like to a scale where I'm going somewhere, be like, "Oh, I recognize you." No, I'm just early in the game. I've only been in it for like maybe a year,
Okay.
max. So
That's still good.
yeah, we're still in the growing phase. But I think the key here is be yourself. You just said earlier on. But the biggest problem is that people get their identity from society, so they don't know who they are.
Massively.
So they might see someone say something, they might see you say something, they might see me say something, and they'll try to copy that. But then they're not being themselves. So I think that's another thing I learned straight away is that, Ibby, if you be yourself, you're going to get half of the crowd which are not on your, don't like you.
Yeah.
You're going to get the other half are going to be like you, or maybe like we'll give him a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to be okay with that.
Yeah. As I say, if everybody likes you, there's a problem.
Yeah. So I came to like, I was okay with that.
Yeah. No, that's exactly how I feel. Like, due to my events business, I have to market. I have to get my face out there.
Yeah.
Even though it's something I'm not very comfortable with, but I still get it done. But that's the only side of people see of my business. People don't.
But it's still like a private place, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like
Yeah. And like, except people see me and they go, "Oh, I saw your video on this."
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, after
I
this
don't ask for feedback,
podcast,
which I think I need to do.
Hey?
I don't ask for feedback, so I think that's something I've taken today. I think that
I always ask for feedback.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in the comments when people put certain things in. If it's nonsense, I'll just whatever. But if it's something where there's something attached to it, like I'll always look at it and be like, well, there's a reason someone said that.
Yeah.
So let's break that down today.
Yeah.
But people run away from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
However,
I think interesting point when you say the societal sort of.
We get our identity
change.
from society. I mean,
Yeah.
we watch movies, we watch programs, we watch television. We see our superhero. We want to be like them.
Yeah.
So it's programmed in us. So we see someone we like, we want to be like that. So I think then it's an element that you're just gonna copy some of what someone.
Do you feel your your past sort of social, I won't say chains, sort of connections, do they still affect how you make a decision today?
What do you mean? Break that down a little bit.
As in how how our culture is, our society is, the way they think, how people think, oh, you
Got
might
it.
think this way. Does
Yeah.
that affect your decision?
For me, I'm very good at separating culture and religion. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So if it's something culture, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I know there's some parts of culture which is good to have.
It feels all made up.
Right, but then what I will do is that if a decision is presented to me, I'll just look at it for 9 seconds and I'll be like, what's the right thing to do here?
Yeah.
So I'll go on what's right thing to do, not what they've been doing this for 50 years and that's the culture and we have to do it.
Yeah.
No, I'm very quick at dismissing that because that's just someone made it up. Someone's been doing it. Why do I have to do it? I want to know why. I'm anti-authority.
No, that's exactly. But I think that's how you should, in my opinion, I think that's how you should think.
Yeah.
You should.
But if it's something religion,
Yeah.
then I believe that. So that's Islamic. We're Muslims, so we believe that.
set
So
in
then
stone.
I'm not even negotiating on that because that's
Yeah.
our religion. It says that in the holy book.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
Set
what
in
I'm like,
stone. Yeah.
But I'm not afraid to say that as well, though.
Yeah.
So I think that's key.
But I think even in religion, there might be sometimes some points that you could, I won't say question,
Yeah.
but you could have
Like
a
what?
think about it. Not everything. Maybe a certain. I can't really pinpoint something out, right now.
Yeah. Interesting conversation, right?
is I
How have
find
you
if I-
turned the conversation back on me?
Sorry, no. I find, I'll be honest, that is one subject or part of societal cultural psychology I find very interesting.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we see it every day, and I think sometimes it does hold a lot of people back.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
mean,
even-
yeah, but because people like I said, people have not figured out who they are.
Hmm.
So if you don't know who you are, you're gonna get constantly told who you are. So whether that's through a news channel or program or a
Yeah.
family or uncle or auntie or whoever.
Yeah,
So it's normal for you to take some of that,
yeah,
right? So I think what helped me really was I spent 10 years in prison. So it's nothing to do apart from think. So I was just thinking with my
Wow.
deep cognition and had no choice but to think. So I really went deep, like when no people would go one level deep, I probably went 10 levels deep.
yeah.
And I think that helped in real life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
But
Sorry.
okay, no, it's
Flip
fine.
the
It's fine.
conversation.
Yeah, the conversation's gone, but it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because it is a real conversation, and
It is. Yeah.
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 Okay, so tell me about this 94,000 square foot Newcastle office block.
So I think that was at the point when I talked about we had a business center, that commercial business center.
Yeah.
It was just outside of Leeds. One of the reasons my dad purchased that commercial business center is because we built this portfolio to about 38 properties, and
Yeah.
an accountant came and he goes, my dad's called Ahmed. He goes, Ahmed, why don't you dip your toe into commercial property?
Yeah.
Because you've done a lot of residential. Why
Yeah.
don't you try commercial? Because before 2008, everything was going up. So it wasn't much of a risk at that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so he saw this business centre on the market, and I think he bought it for in that time, about £700,000,
Yeah.
the whole building. So it was a 13,000 square foot building. Sorry, 9,000 square foot with 13 serviced offices. The problem difference between residential property and that kind of commercial business centre type of property, it needs to be managed every day. So you need maybe 1 or 2 people there every day.
Like an in-house member of staff.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Also serviced as well. So everything needs to be looked after. Even though it was great, and my father's a great believer in, like, if there's an empty space, he'd rather put someone in there that pays less,
Right.
rather have nobody in there. So how that business center was working before it was bought, maybe took a slight dip, because obviously my father's approach was that way. So he'd rather have the offices full, pay less. But obviously everything didn't add up in terms of repayments on that property, causing arrears and stuff like that. But it was still manageable. So we kept that going, and that building was on repayment. So you're actually paying the debt down at the same time, not just paying interest.
Yeah.
So we got to a point in 2017, 2018, where the debt was sitting around 86k.
Okay.
So that's not that far off. So, and
That's really good.
yeah, and we thought, this is great. We've got a commercial building just outside Leeds City Centre.
It's a multi-million-pound property, right?
We bought it for 700.
Okay.
So you could say, but like I just go by the value we bought it at. That's how I
Right.
keep it. Maybe add a bit more. I try to stay conservative. Obviously, due to valuation stuff like that, it never values how you want it to be valued. And because it was just outside the Leeds city centre, and they had a regeneration plan for the next 10 years, we were thinking, hang on, if we hang on to this property, the postal ring could expand. And we could become LS1.
Okay. Is that the prime postcode?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a city centre postcode.
Right,
So we were
okay.
like LS29 or something. So if you become LS1, and that gives uplifting value straight away. So another way of getting uplifting value in property. So that was one of our sort of options. And where that building was, it was a row of a lot of different buildings. There was our business centre, and there was a sort of abandoned church. There was like a little plastic factory. There was another business centre down the road, and there was like a car park. That area is so primed at the moment.
Yeah.
And my partner Patrick is my partner now. He was developing that area.
Right.
So because they knew obviously of the regeneration plan and the opportunity on that piece of land just outside the Leeds city centre, and they had planned going across to build high-rise apartments.
Okay.
And they also had a plan adjacent to that strip of land where planning, which has passed now for a place called Leeds City Village. So that's like they're building another community there.
Now?
It will be. Someone's another group.
What's it called? Leeds?
Leeds City Village.
Okay.
Another group has bought it, but it's up to them now to develop it.
Yeah.
You know why? Sometimes people buy it and they'll keep hold of it and nothing gets developed. It could be the case, but that's the plan there anyway. So obviously, it shows just to give you an idea on potential. And yeah, on that strip, he had planning for apartments, 70 high-rise apartments, 80 units, 70 units, 120 units going across. Because his sort of idea and model is to build them type of apartments in the UK's leading cities. So he's not a local investor. He's like a national investor. So he'll have a development in say Swindon. He'll have one in Ipswich. He'll have one. He took us all the way up to Newcastle. He'll have one in Leeds. So it's up and down.
Who this?
Yeah, Patrick. And obviously that blew the myth out of, when they say always invest in local. So he sort of opened my mind to that.
Right.
But I think that's more to do with residential, I believe.
Yeah.
To do local. So yeah, in 2017, he sort of found our address that we own the property, because he wanted that whole sort of strip to himself to develop. So I remember 2017, my brother was going to get married there. It was a hot summer's day, and he walked into our house and thought, who's this guy? He looks like a policeman. My dad's getting scared. He goes, Ahmed, do you own that building? My dad goes, yeah. He goes, do you want to sell it? My dad goes, I don't know. I really don't want to. He goes, if I offered you something, would you sell it? And my dad said, if you give me a price, I might think about it. And obviously he gave me a price. He said, shake a hand, £1 million. And my dad goes, okay, that's fine. Because where we look at it, that's double the value we bought it from, give or take. And yeah, we agreed there and then. And just to give you an idea on how fast he works, the contract came the next day.
Wow.
To exchange 5%. And yeah.
So what do you mean exchange 5%? They put 5% deposit down?
So he secured the deal for himself.
Right.
That building. So he 1,050,000. So he put that down straight away with the lawyer. And yeah, he secured that. But he delayed the completion on that for 12 months. And I think he got in 2017, I think it was end of 2018, we sat down with him again. And because in between that time, my father was thinking, okay, we're going to sell this. What are we going to do? That's another dilemma. When you sell something.
Yeah, it's first you haven't got the money. Then when you want the money, what do you
exactly. What do you do? You don't want to blow everything away, because my dad's got investment mindset. He's thinking, let's invest. What can we do? And my dad goes, why don't we just sit down with him and just work with him? Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, because that way I can get in as well.
Yeah.
So we sat down with him. He goes, look, that money's going to come around. What's the point? Let's give it back to you and let's invest together. And he goes, okay, I'll think about it. And I think he had a deal in his mind, and that was a Newcastle deal. So it happened very quickly. For me, it was like a whirlwind. I remember in 2018, it was approaching Christmas. And he goes, look, I've got this Newcastle block. Let's go 50-50 on this. I think we bought it for around 5.5 million. We had to put a deposit on we put about 3 cents. Just to exchange, I think we had to put about 300,000 down. So we provided that. And I remember at that time, I spent a lot of time in Manchester, because we used solicitors from Manchester.
Okay.
But there was a lender in Manchester that we used as well. And from the moment we agreed the deal, which was for 5.5, but we were going to pay 4.5 million up front, but we deferred the 1.5 million the next year. Because our plan was to do phase 1 of the development.
Yeah.
Once we did that, we could sell that.
Get some more money.
Yeah, and that money we could
pay that.
Yeah. So we're paying less today, but obviously we're paying
makes sense
tomorrow. So Yeah, and I remember that happened like from the moment we said we're going to do it till the money in the bank to exchange. It took 2 weeks.
Wow.
And my mind was just blown. I thought, blimey. But then I think this was my learning that I had to, because one of my first days, I had to
level up
very fast. And I had no choice.
Yep.
I think you could say I was cornered then.
Yeah.
Whether I could have just said, oh, I don't want to get involved in this. Yeah, okay. But I didn't see it that way. I thought, you know what? This could secure my children.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's how I.
And you made a couple of million profit on that one, right? Or your family did, or?
No, you went a bit pear-shaped, that one.
Did it?
Yeah. Because of the pandemic.
Ah.
Yeah. So what happened was in 2019, when we were reaching 2020, the plan was, because there was development finance on that building that we needed to do, and you could imagine development finance on that type of building was quite a huge amount.
Right.
And normally with development finance, it won't be too difficult to get because of the size of the deal. They want extra security. So that's what I always say. When doing big deals is great, but if you don't have much to back it,
you need cash flow, right?
Yeah, cash flow, assets. If you don't have it, then you're going to walk into trouble. Even though he had that, we had another development that we secured against, and that development he had an issue with, and that delayed to sign off the development finance. And as you know, in property, as time passes by, it costs money.
Yeah.
Money's adding up. And coupled with the pandemic coming, then we had a senior lender, which is the first stack of lending, and maybe we had a mezzanine lender. So that's the debt. It's equity, but it's lent equity.
Right.
And I think to get that, you have to pay a bit more high interest as well. And it was them that pulled the rug first. So we had to make a decision. We either keep hold of it or we get rid of it and preserve our capital. And I think it got to that point where we had to.
Right.
We stripped everything out. We got to the first part of it, but we couldn't get to the point of development because we couldn't get the development finance.
Interesting.
So I'll be honest, it was quite a learning curve for me because I saw the reality of everything behind all that. And yeah, with him, the thing was, now we're together been 4 years. Even though things didn't go how I wanted to be, the relationship is that much stronger because of the adversity we've been through.
Interesting, yeah.
And I always say a true person is revealed when you're under pressure. And for me to be under pressure with him and to see how he deals with stuff, filled me with a lot of confidence. Because he didn't come and knock the door down and say, oh, we got this problem, oh, give me that money back. No, everything was done how it should be done.
Yeah, so in profit or loss, you both basically handled the situation and thought, we're going to jump into the next. Yeah. Okay, so what sort of deals are you doing today then? Are you still buying residential? Are you in commercial? Are you, what are you purchasing? Are you doing big deals, small deals? What's your cash flow looking like at the moment? Hey YouTube, I'm really sorry to cut you off, but I have to share this with you. I want you to get to your next level, and I believe that personal development is the gateway to success. So what I've done is I've gone and created a 7-day free audio course. This is totally free. All you have to do is sign up, and from day 1 till day 7, every single day, you will receive a 2-minute audio from me, which will elevate your mindset and give you power in your business. Make sure you go and sign up and let me know how you find it.
At the moment, we're doing whatever my partner brings forward. So we're doing it together. We've got a few things going on. We've got a land purchase that's happening.
Is that the one outside London, yeah?
Yeah, just outside London.
Yeah.
I can't give that much detail about it today because it's still not secured.
Yeah.
But we got heads of terms ready for it. It's quite a sizable land. We're looking on that to get planning. It's going through pre-app at the moment. Get planning, either to keep hold of it, partner with a bigger developer, develop that out, or we could flip it on with planning.
Interesting.
And then we've got other sites here in the Lancashire area.
Right.
And one I'm going to see in the next couple of days.
Right.
So it's like a mini hotel type thing. So we're working on that for cash flow as well.
So what, you buying land and building, or is this already a building which is already cash flowing?
The building is separate, the land is separate as well.
Got it. So you do both?
Yeah, we're doing both, yeah. Yeah.
So you're still buying residential as well?
No, I'm doing what he's doing because he's teaching me now. He's my mentor.
Got it. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think when I talk to my dad, I go to my dad, I'm upside down. Now, where you started with buy to let, and that's where you sort of grew your portfolio. I'm going to do it the other way around. I've got to do commercial or that type of property, that side of the property business, build my capital, then maybe invest into smaller properties after.
Interesting.
Because as probably you're aware as well, resident, you need some money to actually start building there.
So how are you getting your cash flow at the moment?
Cash flow, I've got events that I run. I invest in other businesses as well.
Like which businesses?
Just sort of the event side of businesses.
Okay.
Yeah. So I make my money for that, and my capital comes from my land and whatever I'm doing right at the moment.
Yeah. Because I would have presumed land and the houses a long-term game, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes time. So I think I say you have multiple streams of income. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have I've realized if you're going into property, you need to have a short-term income, a medium-term income, and a long-term income.
Yeah.
So I try and chop it into that now. So I see, obviously, the side with our partner, that's more like my legacy and my long-term. And whereas I've realized that sort of like minimal capital I have, I sort of put into other businesses.
Interesting.
To help with my cash flow, yeah.
So what are the challenges you're facing today, tomorrow, yesterday, daily challenges? What are they?
It's going to be a bit specific.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you have daily cash flow problems? Do you have stresses with your businesses? Do you have
okay.
Do you have what problems are you going through?
Thankfully, I don't. Like when you say cash flow problems, because I'm lucky in the sense that my father's business sort of looks after us. So I don't have to survive. He's given me the platform just to thrive.
Got it.
I don't have to worry about that, because through his property business, all my sort of
your income, your siblings' income is covered, right?
Yeah, everything is covered. My dad's very generous like that.
Right, okay.
So I don't have to really worry about that. All I have to worry about is just building and
building your stuff,
moving forward, yeah. But I want to get away from that and obviously build my own legacy.
Yeah.
My own businesses. Yeah, I really want to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't want to be known. Oh,
Daddy's boy.
Yeah, finally give it to you. A lot of people say that though, but I don't want to be known for that.
Yeah.
Hopefully not, but.
What's your thoughts on schools in UK, and what's your thoughts on, you've got kids, right? It's really, I don't want you to go too deep, or you can go in however deep you want. Are you planning on leaving UK soon, or are you planning on, give me your thoughts as a father, as you got children. And there is serious topics that are going on in UK at the moment where people are talking about. So where do you stand on everything?
Interesting, yeah. In terms of school, I understand you need school for your basic foundational learning. As you look more into it, you kind of understand what the school is there for, what kind of person is there to produce. But I don't want to, what I want my children to do is find their own path.
Got it.
I don't want to tell them, I'm doing this, you do this. But even though I feel that would be one of the best choices for them, as you know, in school you don't get financial education. You don't learn about assets, income,
businesses and all this.
Debts, stuff like that. It's the other way around. They get you into it.
Yeah.
So I want them to know that. But at the same time, even though when my son's going, my daughters, I still talk to them. I get them involved in the event side of the business as well, maybe with my daughter, so they understand. I even pay my daughter when it comes to the events, so she understands that. And if I work, I get money with my son as well. He goes, she's getting it. Why do I get away? And yeah, with my son, I explain them, this is what we do. This is how we can make money.
Yeah.
This is what you can do in school. This is how you can make money. You make a choice. And most of the time, they come up with a choice that I want to do what you do, or what we could. And in a selfish point of view, I do. I do want them to follow in my path and look after it and build it, because I want, my idea is to make sure that we preserve our family wealth for at least 3 generations.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can do that, then it's all golden.
It's really good, yeah.
And my partner, my wife, she wants them to do well in school. She does push them, and she does look after them really well. But like I said, I'm an open book with them, so I don't want to put too much pressure in terms of you have to do well in school. I always say do your best.
Yeah.
But I don't mean if you don't get that, don't let society tell you that, your life has ended at the age of 16, which is, it hasn't, because I've seen it myself. You evolved even at the age of 30, 40, 50.
Yeah.
Perfect example, Mr. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, yeah, KFC guy.
Correct.
Started at 65, right?
65, yeah.
Yeah.
And I want them to know that. And that brings us back to what we were talking about earlier, societal problems,
Yep, yep.
We shouldn't close them up at age of 12, 14, 16. That's where most of the problems stem from.
Interesting, yeah.
And I want them to carry on. I always say, learning is for life as well. Don't stop learning at the age of 16. There's so much to learn. I'm still learning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm still interested in a lot of things. I don't know nothing. That's how I see it.
Yep, yep, yeah. Always in student mode, right?
You have to be, yeah. And also, whatever you're doing, especially business, do it for life.
Yeah.
I don't know about yourself, but I don't understand the concept of retiring.
Yeah, no. What would you do, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everyone I know that has made the money, they just want to constantly do some sort of work. They don't. They just create a life for themselves or tailor a life for themselves where they just do what they're happy doing.
Yeah.
So then you just don't stop doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a perfect example of my father.
Yeah.
He's 70 and he still goes on, checks his email and everything. That keeps him going.
Yeah. Keeps him stimulated, right?
Yeah. Because I think when you get to the age of 70, 80, if you stop pursuing something, I think you sort of go the other way.
Yeah. I agree.
Quite fast as well.
Yeah. So do you read books?
I used to.
Not anymore.
I've got some books at home, but I do more audio now.
Okay.
Audio podcasts.
Well, same thing.
Yeah. What I like is an interesting conversation.
You like it, yeah.
Between two people. I like listening to two people that are engaging, interested in talking. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So what's your journey like with mentors in terms of, I know you said you've got one there, but on top of that, do you spend money with coaches and with personal development coaches or just learning about business and stuff like that, or it's not that's not something you've actually gone down at the moment?
I have done.
Yeah.
Last 3-4 years, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, spent quite a bit of money on mentors. I did, like I said, I did that first mentor with Progressive.
Yeah.
I also did a bit of mentoring on the rent-to-rent with someone.
Yeah.
I did some masterminding actually with a group called White Box. It's to do with new build houses.
All right. Okay.
New build development. Because at that point, that's what we were sort of aiming to go into. If the right coach and right mentor came in for what I need now, because now my partner's here, for me, I think I've got what I need at the moment.
Yeah.
But then if I feel I get to a point in any of my businesses that I need to grow or I need to find, I will, yeah.
Then you will.
I'll wait. I don't think money is wasted, as long as obviously doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
There's some out there to do you over, but if you get the right,
it's like the good with the bad, is it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
What's your thoughts on Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate, I love the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the guy. Yeah, I don't. I'm not of one person to just follow one belief.
Yeah.
Like if someone says one thing and somebody says up, I want to listen to them both.
Yeah.
I want to know why he's saying that, because I'm just starting to learn that. Like even with the media, like you see something in the news, but you go to the actual place and see what's happening. It's not. I suppose that is not what's happening. You see the truth on the base at the ground.
Yeah.
So that's, I always think, hang on, you're telling me this, let me go what he's saying. Let me make my own conclusion. So in terms of Andrew Tate, yeah, I do agree with a lot of things he says. I think he says, the old way is sort of dying out now. How men are brought up and where it's going. And I think I agree with him when I think they're sort of doing it on purpose to destabilize, you could say, humanity.
Interesting. Mo, listen, I think we've covered a fair bit.
Yeah.
Is there any other thing you want to share before we close this off or wrap this up? Please do. Any final words for youngsters or, you know, people that are watching and want to, you know, do something with themselves?
Yeah. Yeah, I really want people to be yourself first and foremost.
Yeah.
And don't let society dictate who you have to become. Even culture. You know, if you have to question it, why not? It's your prerogative. You can, you know, it's your life. You can question it, make your own conclusions. Don't stop learning. And definitely after school, go and learn about financial education, assets, income, liabilities, debt, because that is how the world goes round. And if you can control that and take advantage of it, I think you'll do well. And yeah, find a good woman.
Find a good woman.
I attribute most of my success to my wife.
Okay.
She's the one that pushed me. I wasn't at that point when we met. I didn't believe in myself. So yeah, a good woman can change you, or maybe it could go the other way.
I think good wise words there. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
We'll put your events and your websites and whatever you do, send it to us, and what we will do is we'll put it in the description below. So when people know, they know how to reach out to you and your websites and anything you have, just send it to us, and we'll add them on.
Thank you very much, Ibby. I think you're doing a fantastic job. I love listening to your podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.